Yo, it's KallaTheYapper, and I am back with another reaction. Today, I'm gonna react to this video made by not Glaive my bad. I almost confused one for the other when they're actually both the fucking same. The clown Tone Toss is what I'm gonna be reacting to today. I'm gonna react to this video he made 22 hours ago about Glaive got canceled. I skimmed through parts of this. Already, I sense bullshit. And hypocrisy as well. So, we're going to get into this. I know some of y'all was like, you going to lose some brain cells. Don't worry. Your boy recovers from retardation when it comes down to certain content creators that sit here and react to their content. Go check the channel out. You'll see for yourself. And on top of that, I know someone also was like, don't like lose yourself in the sauce and become a drama channel or whatever. You ain't got to worry about that either. I'm gonna put those worries to rest as well, because one, the only reason I'm reacting to this content is reacting to what's going on with Glaive stuff. This is pure happenstance. Like, let's be for real. I didn't think this was gonna happen, where people were calling him out in mass, and then him trying to sidestep, be like, no, it's not like that. I was just rage baiting, and then homeboy's butt buddy Saint, or the clown Tone Toss, was then gonna come and try to play hard defense for the boy. So yeah, this is pure happenstance. I already put my dislike on the video because I know this nigga was bullshitting. Shoot, I gotta find a way to sign out of my entire YouTube account so I can see how much more dislike this video got. And the fact that this video only has 17K views as of right now, is like, I expected this video to get more views. But I guess even saying Tone Toss is falling off. I'm pretty sure he got more views than this back when he first started doing his content. Or rather, before, you know, he started doing reaction content. And being absolutely a cornball with his videos. What else should I say before I get into it? I will say this. Another reason for why I think not Glaive, my bad, I keep mixing these cornballs up. The reason Clown Tone Toss is even reacting to this video made by Brand Online and Glaive video, because he's reacting to two videos in this one video right here. Another reason why he's doing it is because Brand Online was one of the individuals back in St. Tone Toss's early career of this YouTube shit, where, guess what? Brand Online and Sayu VA, aka Alejandro Saab, a English dub voice actor, got on St. Tone Toss's ass about that video he made a year ago before Withering Waves released regarding the English voice acting for the game. Homeboy was out here spreading misinformation like a motherfucker. Then people got on his ass, rightfully so, for spreading misinformation and using assumptions for his theory crafting. Then homeboy had to like edit his comment section, or the pinned comment he made as well, trying to like justify his action or try to like sidestep whatever criticism people were trying to give towards him. And Brand Online was also calling him out too, and he was having a back and forth. Then that nigga VXV Gaming or VRV Gaming, I can't remember what his YouTube name is, forgive me, I haven't seen any of his content within recent time, or at least over the last year. I think he kind of like fell out of YouTube content as a whole. But even he had to get Clown Tone Toss over here to admit that, yo, you were in the wrong. And homeboy couldn't even do it. Granted, he admitted it of being wrong in the situation, obviously, because he objectively was wrong. But let's be for real, homeboy wouldn't have dared to say that he was wrong if someone didn't press him on it and be like, yo, actually, can we like be objective here? Can we use some common sense here? But now, since that individual is not in this conversation anymore, St. Tone Toss has been just like a cornball ever since. So, let's get into this reaction. Now, if you hear me crash out, it is what it is, because I can't accept retardation. This will be the second video of St. Tone Toss's that I watch. If this turned out to be an hour or 2 hour long reaction, please forgive me. Anyway, let's start the video.
Alrighty, ladies.
Oh my god, that shit way too loud. Hold up. They're blowing my fucking ear up. Hold up. Turn my mic down. Alright.
And gentlemen, it appears that something tragic has occurred in the gacha space, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that—
yeah, something tragic did happen. Your boy was caught lying, and now you're about to play hardcore defense for him, despite the fact the person that that has reacted to his videos has given him so much benefit of the doubt, has listened out to every criticism he's given of Genshin Impact with a whole open heart and with absolute good faith. But your boy Glaive couldn't accept being criticized by someone who was, guess what, giving him the benefit of the doubt in every fucking angle. So yes, your boy rightfully got called out for it and the hypocrisy. I wonder what type of excuse St. Tosis is going to give for his boy over here C6ing a character in Genshin Impact, the game that they deem as so predatory, so evil. How dare they do this? Anti-consumer. That's what Hoyoverse says, face ass. Anyway, let's continue.
Here's that something absolutely brutal has happened. The number 3, or maybe number 4, perhaps number 5, Kurobot in the space has been canceled, ladies and gentlemen. And he owes us.
Watch him sit here and sidestep the fuck out of this to be like, oh, Glaive Kyo did nothing wrong. I promise you that's what's going to happen in this reaction.
A bit of an
I'm going to try not to sit here and pause as much so that he can flap his gums.
We've got Glaive Kyo on the screen apologizing, maybe not actually, but still giving us an explanation for one of the videos that he uploaded regarding Genshin Impact version 6.2. And I'm gonna be honest, ladies and gentlemen, taking a look at some of the statistics, I can see why. That is a lot of dislikes. Don't worry, I'm just taking that for the thumbnail of our video later. That is a lot of dislikes for a channel that is known for making a lot of content that is critical about Genshin Impact. That is very frequently very, very well received. But it appears in this circumstance, he did not actually cook. A lot of people in the comments saying, I don't spread misinformation, I just lie. This video in a nutshell is, I want to complain, but I don't know about what. The one friend who hates anything, if misinformation was a person, good golly gee, it appears that the entire brigade is here.
Brigade? You mean people with common sense? People who know how to read and write? Who can sit here and listen to what was told in the live stream and are like, okay, thanks for giving us this information. Now, let's carry this onward when version 6.2 drops, which actually should be tomorrow, because right now it is December 1st. It is 10:46 p.m. as of me doing my reaction. So, more than likely, the update is going to drop tomorrow on Tuesday. And guess what? When the fucking buffs come out, I can't wait to see what type of excuse St. Tontas and Glaive Kyo are going to give. They have to be like, oh, well, these buffs don't matter, man. Or, man, well, I was still right in my face ass. I promise you, y'all niggas go see that. I promise you.
He's even got other content creators known for their Genshin Impact fan base going out and reacting to him as well. This has to be rage bait.
Oh my god. Do you see how dishonest he framed that? Wait. He has other... Hold on. Let's re-listen to that again, because that is so bad faith. Hold up. Hold up. Let's rewind. And whatever type of labeling he's about to give the brand online, I'm about to slap that shit to the floor. Especially because I know it's about to come from a place of dishonesty and vindictiveness, knowing that Brand Online was one of the first people that he had beef with back when his channel was still a small channel before, you know, Tectonic came and played hard defense for somebody who was spreading misinformation and spreading lies with his theories about why it is that the voice acting for Withering Waves was, you know, not in a good place at the time before the game came out. I'm glad I paused right here because homeboy looked like a cornball. Anyway, let's hurry up and get this shit done, nigga. Like, oh boy.
Brigade is here. He's even got other content creators known for their Genshin Impact fan.
Other content creators? You mean the one content creator who plays Genshin Impact, aka Brand Online, who willingly watches and reacts to Glaive Kyo's videos, and like I said earlier, gives him the room and the nuance and the benefit of the doubt in every which way possible, the middle ground to give his criticism. And guess what? Brand Online agrees with it most of the time. So the one time Brand Online doesn't agree with it, oh, it's a problem now. Crazy how these niggas be like, oh, the Genshin community, they don't allow room for nuanced opinions or for anyone to give any opinion or critique of Genshin. Yet simultaneously, these niggas refuse to give that same room to somebody who has given this guy right here, Glaive Kyo, that room, that middle ground. Ain't that fucking crazy?
Fan base going out and reacting to him as well. This
Fan base going out to react to him. I reacted to that video made by KallaTheYapper before I even knew Brand Online even reacted to it. Shoot, I posted my reaction to KallaTheYapper's video after Brand Online posted his by like an hour or two.
this has to be rage bait from Brand Online, but do also keep in mind that this is also what Brand has said about Genshin Impact. Just so you know, this is from the video itself. I don't want to put any words in people's mouths over here.
Be all and end all of Genshin. Dude, the game's in probably the best state it has ever been in right now.
So that's...
Look how dishonest that was. You saw that? Brand Online said something related to the gameplay, aka, or no, rather, the in-game content. And he said that wasn't the end-all be-all, which is true. Genshin Impact's game does not live and die by its in-game. Let's be fucking for real. It lives and dies by every other aspect of the game and not just the in-game. If Genshin Impact lived and died based off the in-game, Genshin Impact should have died back in version 3, back in version 4, before the release of the Imaginum Theater and before the release of the Digian Onslaught, however you pronounce that damn thing, you get the point I'm making, right? It should have died back then, right? But it didn't. That was the point he was making in his video. But of course, you know, Clown Tonta's got to be dishonest about that and with that framing. And again, there's nothing wrong with saying that Genshin Impact is in a better state than it was a year ago, which it is objectively. Who is out here complaining about, oh, I got to pull for a character to explore Nodcry? Nobody. Is anybody complaining about the exploration of Nodcry and getting through it? No, because it's fucking easy to do and it's pretty fucking fun. What about, getting extra rewards? Well, guess what? They gave us extra rewards for 3 months worth of time exploring Nodcry. If you haven't collected it, too bad. Shoot, I'm one of the people who haven't finished collecting all the rewards. Those extra 100 primos. It is what it is, but guess what? I saved up freaking 124 pulls. 26, actually. Motherfucker. So, I'd say Genshin Impact is in a pretty good state right now. Its storytelling is better than what happened with Natlan. Its character writings is better. Characters being fleshed out and given time to be on screen, way better than before. What is it? Farming for artifacts and like essential material and weapon material and all the other shit. It is better than it was before. So what exactly is the issue here? I would love to know. If in-game and meta is the only thing that we're deeming as an issue for the game, then that's one issue versus everything else in the game. It's as simple as that. You get a double drop rate from spending 40 resin. So there's no issue there. Yeah, the first week of a character banner being slapped on there after. Yeah, and what's crazy is I thought this only tied to new banners, but no, it just ties to any banner in general. It doesn't matter if it's a limited banner for a new character or a rerun banner for a limited character. Guess what? You still will have a week worth of time when both of those banners run to be able to farm for a longer period of time or just farm any domain during that time, and not just which one is restricted by what day of the week, which is a better experience than what we had for the last 4 going on 5 years of the game till now. So yeah, Genshin Impact is in a better state. If you think that it's not in a better state solely because of in-game, go ahead and slap that to the floor, because Genshin Impact should have died in version 3 then if that was the case. Now let's get to it.
All and end all of Genshin. Dude, the game's in probably the best state it has ever been in right now.
So that's the cut that we'll use. And
what's so crazy is this nigga himself does not keep up with the game at all, other than, oh, what information can I find out about the game just to say the game is bad? Homeboy does not play that game actively. I play Genshin Impact actively. So when you sit here and see me yap about the game, it's because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Simple as that. But these things that I'm mentioning just now, this nigga here wouldn't know because he doesn't play the fucking game, but yet he feels confident talking about it, aka cornball logic. Could you imagine if I was sitting here talking about Withering Waves in-game and the state of it if I didn't play the in-game? Which I will get into that later down the line when he starts yapping about in-game for Genshin. I'm gonna get down into that later on because I got a little bit of a run-through lesson thanks to the homie Irvin of the Discord. He let me know about some certain information, and we speculated about some things related to the new mechanic that's being introduced into the game. I will talk about that later when we get to that moment. Anyway, let us continue.
Well, let's just say that Brand responded kind of negatively to Glaive's video.
No, he didn't. He gave a rather nuanced and objective response. To sit here and say he responded negatively, that is, you see what type of wording he's using? He's doing this on purpose. This is purpose wording to sit here and paint Brand Online in the worst light possible. This is disgusting.
Because I guess he wasn't critical about Genshin in the ways that Brand wanted him to be.
No, that's not what happened. He gave a nuanced response and review of Glaive Keel's first video, and gave a nuanced and objective response to his second video. That's what happened. He didn't get upset because the nigga didn't criticize Genshin in the way that Brand Online wanted to. Because most of Glaive Keel's criticisms of Genshin, Brand Online agrees with most of the damn time. So the one time he didn't agree with it, now it's like, oh, he didn't like it the way Glaive Keel criticized the game. Shut the fuck up. Prime example of a nigga who doesn't watch this dude content at all, or hasn't kept up with anything related to Brand Online, but loves talking about the nigga impact, seeming like he knows anything. He doesn't know a damn thing.
You can see what's going on in the Brand Online comment section over here, and it's not surprising at all that the people from Brand Online's comment section would go on over to Glaive's, cause this—
No. That's so crazy how he's making the claim that Brand Online's community is out here attacking, because this is that he's saying right here. Oh yeah, I'm about to nitpick the fuck out of this video. This is what he's saying right here. He's making the claim that Brand Online's community is attacking Glaive Keel's video. No. That's not what happened. What happened is, the objective truth is, Glaive Keel posted his video. People watched his video, called it out for what it was, rightfully so. Then guess what happened? After that, Brand Online reacted to the video, posted his reaction to it, and said how disappointed he was in what was going on in Glaive Keel's video, where he was spreading misinformation. That's what happened. So to sit here and try to be like, oh, it's Brand Online's community attacking Glaive Keel, shut the fuck up.
This entire situation over here, because, well, I'll be the first one to tell you that Brand Online's community is one of the biggest brigading communities in the space.
Biggest brigading community, says the nigga who sends his own community to degrade anyone who sit here and disagree with you, which we seen when it come down to Gotcha Smack, or to, let's say, those other people that pisses you off, that call you out on your bullshit, rightfully so, over the course of a year. When it came down to Zone Zero, from Fox Soul, DJ King, Tuhu, we can go down the list, my nigga. You is no different. To sit here and try to act like you're any better is crazy. And to sit here and try to make the claim that this nigga's community is a degrading community, or a community that Brand Online sends out to like you get the word I'm saying, to sit here and harass other content creators because he disagreed with them is crazy. It's such a blatant lie that he's pushing as fact. This is one of the reasons why people don't take this nigga Clown Tontas seriously with any criticisms he gives. Any critique of Wuwa that he gives, he's just gonna say, oh, it's the Hoyo Show's fault. I've seen him do it.
If he doesn't like something, don't worry, his fans will let you know that he—
This is so dishonest. We're not even a fucking 20 minutes into the reaction. This is gonna be a long reaction. I'm sorry, y'all. We're not even 20 minutes in, and there's nothing but lying coming out this man's mouth.
he doesn't like something. That's actually what's going on over here. That entire—
I'm glad that, I'll say this right now. If Brand Online reacts to this video, I hope he stands on his business and really let this nigga Saint Tontas have it. That's if he decides to react to this video. This dishonest, lying ass nigga. I hope he does. But if he doesn't, cool beans. Because let's be honest, Saint Tontas don't need no more views. Let's be honest. Let his channel die. Homeboy getting less and less views as I scroll through his channel. I thought he got more than fucking 50K views. I thought he got higher than that. I thought he got like 80, 70, 90 type K views. But apparently he don't reach that. Or he stopped reaching that after a while. Because niggas got tired of the content.
entire situation has occurred, ladies and gentlemen. And it's clear that Glaive Keo appears to be the villain in this circumstance. So why don't we go ahead, be the objective party in this situation, and
be the objective party? My nigga, you're about to play hard defense and play subjective. I will be the one playing the objective party because I know what the actual timeline is versus this lying ass nigga over here in the corner of my damn screen. Which, I'll get to that if he starts lying. Let's get it. Or when.
just how bad it actually is for one of my companions.
For the past few days, there has been a narrative going around that I am a tourist, an outsider who doesn't play the game, doesn't care about the lore, and is just here to farm.
As I said in my own reaction to my video, just because, let's say, you log in to play the game does not automatically mean that you're a fan of the game. Just because, oh, I spent $1,000 on the game does not mean that you are a fan of the game. Because you can still exhibit tourist behavior. Case in point, niggas who sit here and watch mainstream anime, but then anything related to lolly content, these niggas get up in arms being on their moral grandstanding about, oh, how problematic lolly characters are and lolicons are, despite the fact lolicons and lollies are a part of the anime medium. It's always been a part of it. AKA prime example of being a tourist. Let us continue.
Farm drama because I got a few facts wrong. And usually when a content creator goes into a situation like this, the instinct is to double down, to make a clapback video.
Which he did. He did double down. But the difference is he didn't make a clapback video. He sat here and made a community post insinuating that Brand Online had reacted to his video in bad faith. Despite the fact how much good faith Brand Online gives Glaive Keo on a regular basis. It's fucking crazy. Cornball niggas.
Turn up the saturation and start a war to farm engagements. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that is exactly what I've been doing over there. I have been fanning the flames and laughing at the backlash.
So this is my take on whatever Glaive is doing. He's being an absolute dipshit about this. And he's not a dipshit for the reasons that you might think. I'm not calling him a dipshit because he's going out and he's farming. I think it's actually great that he's farming. I'm calling him a dipshit because he doesn't have Twitter Blue. Because this.
I'm calling him a dipshit for lying and spreading misinformation, and for the claim that Glaive Keo makes when he says he doesn't take Twitter seriously, yet he had to sit here and make a video response to Zajeff because of a Twitter post Zajeff made about Glaive Keo. Or how about when he had to make a response video to Flip, where Flip was criticizing both Glaive Keo and Saint Tontas for how they engage in these conversations related to the gacha games that we play and discuss at length about. Which, I'm gonna be honest, that video alone, not everything in that video may be objectively correct. But guess what? The message that he was trying to get across is ringing hella true in this whole entire moment right now.
This is what happens when you have Twitter Blue. You're able to take all these posts that are clearly out to rage bait people, draw their attention, have them commenting, have them retweeting, and he's not making money off of it. Yeah, if you have Twitter Blue, the more people you're able...
AKA, what St. Thomas is saying is that he's saying to incentivize... He's saying to Glaive Keo to incentivize rage bait content so that then you can make money off it, which cool if he wants to do that, but then don't expect people to take you seriously for any criticism you have about anything when all you're doing is rage baiting on Twitter to get likes, get views, get likes or whatever the fuck, and make money off of it. So if he wants to go that route, that's cool, but I will not be taking anything he says seriously if that's the route he wants to go. Which at this point in this related to this video that Glaive Keo made, I can't take any shit he says seriously. Everything he says I have to put underneath a freaking microscope and look critically every time, which I do already by default when I react to his videos.
Able to rage bait, the more money you can generate via ads. And so Glaive is essentially...
Let me speed this video up. Hopefully, I cannot speed this video up. It's an hour long. Actually, you know what? I gotta let it play more. Let's let it play more.
Trying to do all this rage baiting, but getting no money out of it. Doesn't that sound kind of like a dipshit thing to do? That just sounds dumb, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's why I did that.
And not that he's misusing the word dipshit. Dipshit isn't an insult towards someone. You don't call someone a dipshit because they didn't think of, man, why didn't you take this monetary opportunity for yourself? Why didn't you do that? That's such a dipshit thing to do. It's like, no, being a dipshit is when you did something towards someone else. and people call you out for being a dipshit for it. That's what a real dipshit is. That's how you actually use that damn word already. Mr. I'm so intelligent is misusing words and how they're, or terminology that's used, misusing it already.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Because frankly, seeing people lose their minds over blatant rage bait tweets was funny to me. But
So go make money off of it too, dipshit.
here on this channel, I am not doing that. Because
I swear, this nigga Saint Tontas try to make himself to look cool so fucking bad. Oh my god, it's so corny.
while Twitter is a circus, this channel is where I actually care. And the truth is, regarding the video I posted here, the community was right on a few specific points. I let my exhaustion and my frustration cloud my accuracy, and I made mistakes that I need to own up to. However, on the core issues, the system, the monetization, and the direction of the game, I haven't...
Ooh, just hearing him talk about the monetization of the game, yet simultaneously letting Woo-Wah slide with doing what they're doing, is crazy work. I still ain't seen him make a video criticizing niche team building in that game, or how they're leaning the in-game content towards specific units that more than likely free-to-play players probably don't have their hands on because they probably lost their 50-50 to, or by the fact that, oh, they missed out on getting their hands on the limited weapon for said character because characters in Withering Waves need their limited to weapons to even function properly how they're supposed to. Yeah, we can get into that whole fucking conversation. But, you know, they're not going to make videos talking about it,
haven't changed my mind. In fact,
So I think what happened over here is that Glaive probably had in this video some minor details that he was incorrect about. And
minor. No. Now, you see what he's doing? He's trying to downplay the bad faith that Glaive Keel was on. The misinformation that this nigga was on. You get the point I'm making. He's trying to water it down and downplay it. To be like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, but you better believe if it was a gotcha CC that he was reacting to, this nigga would have crunk it up to fucking 12%, if not 112%, to be like, oh, you over here spreading misinformation about Withering Waves. You already know what type of time Saint Tontas will be on. We've seen it before. So why the fuck you ain't keeping that same energy for here? Oh, it's because he's your pal, that's why? If that's the case, then y'all niggas not real friends for real. Because real friends tell real friends what's up. Anywho, let's go back into it.
he had in this video some minor details that he was incorrect about.
Major details, actually, because buffs to characters are major shit. That's not minor shit, that's major shit. Because people have been wanting buffs to version 1 units for years now, and finally it's happening, especially for one of the characters who needed it the most, which is, or actually a handful of characters who needed it the most, which is Albedo, Klee, and Venti, if we're being fucking for real.
And, well, this is how it goes when it comes to invalidating somebody's argument when you don't...
Oh my god. You see how he's downplaying it? You see it? I hope y'all see it. You people who watch Glaive Keel and who watch Saint Tontas, I hope you watch my reaction with open eyes and with an open heart. Do you see what he's doing right now?
Well, this is how it goes when it comes to invalidating somebody's argument when you don't have much of a leg to stand on, and this is the Hoyo Shill approach. And it's
The Hoyo Shill approach? No. This is the common sense people with brain cell approach. When you can argue back on someone's response that is a dumbass bullshit response or just argument in general. It's pretty easy to damn do, which is why people clowned on him on Twitter with jokes like, oh, Glaive Keel locked his reaction behind me having to click on the video. How do y'all feel about this? Yeah, it's a forever joke and it's not going away. Screw you.
It's happened to me in Zenless Zone Zero quite often.
Oh, wow. You see what he just did? He said, it happened to me in Zenless Zone Zero often. Oh, you remember? Oh, wow, really? You mean the game where you sat here and lied and spread misinformation about the miasma mechanic, saying that you needed to have a rupture unit to deal with it, only for people to find out, no, the fuck you didn't. You didn't use someone's video clip of their gameplay dealing with the miasma mechanic to further push your agenda. Then you claimed that Miyabi had fallen off, been power crept by Shifu, only to be proven wrong about that when Shifu and Miyabi are on the same tier as each other by the Pride Win tier list. You goalpost shifted about HP inflation in Shiyu defense to then shift over to be like, oh, look how bad the HP inflation is in Deadly Assault, where in Deadly Assault, you're not even supposed to kill the boss in Deadly Assault. You're supposed to get your star points by doing whatever conditions you need to do to get those points. Simple as that. In Deadly Assault. But you goalpost shifted. What else thing this nigga bitch about? Oh, the anniversary awards. I can't forget about that because I made a video about that. This nigga sat here and tried to downplay the anniversary awards to say, oh, they're lackluster, they're not worthwhile versus Withering Waves anniversary. Because who wants a standard banner character? Who wants a standard banner weapon? Only for, guess what, months to go down the line, retrospectively, throwing his whole argument in the fucking trash when, guess what, as of the leaks that were shown that I've seen, they're buffing 5-star standard units and their gameplay. So, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Shut the fuck up, you lying ass snake. Oh, what was another thing he goalpost shifted about? I'm trying to remember. Oh, he was like, it was like the year of Miyabi is over because of Shifu, and only for it not to be true. That as well. I've been keeping my tabs open when it comes down to this nigga saying Tontas for just in case I do a reaction to his content. I've been keeping my tabs open just for this, just so when I can see him say something dumb and retarded that's not true, I can clap back on it. He said and tried to be like, oh, well, look how the HP inflation is now. Look how right I am. But you was wrong all those other times before you became right. And then you try to demand people to give you an apology or try to slander other content creators for calling you out on your bullshit when you goalpost shifted multiple times. For niggas to be like, oh, let me flex this 4-star unit beating Deadly Assault or Shiyu Defense. What now, nigga? Still can't think of an argument other than to try to slander those content creators. Okay then, what the fuck are we talking about?
You'll have a point that's 99% correct, but you'll have 1% of something that isn't technically actually correct. You'll have 1% that's wrong, and instead of looking at the 99% that's correct, you'll focus on the 1% that's wrong, and then conflate that 1% that's incorrect to mean that the entire argument was wrong.
Yeah. Now, on paper, it may sound wild to do so, but let's take a look at this. In real life, just because you did 99% of good things, if you do one bad thing, obviously it's going to taint your reputation. Let's say you go out and kill somebody just because you wanted to. Not because you had a justified reason, but just because you felt like doing it. Guess what? It's going to taint your entire reputation and people's view of you. So, of course, shit like that happens. Duh. Even when it's unreasonable, it happens. Obviously. But in the case of this, for content creators such as you, Clown Tontas, and your butt buddy Glaive Keo, y'all niggas present yourselves as being factually correct individuals. So guess what? When you got your facts wrong and you keep pushing it saying, no, how right I am, people have every right to call you out for it.
And spoiler warning, we might take a look at the part, but that's what Brand did in this video. Basically, he honed in on one situation where Glaive got 99% of the details correct, got 1%.
What details did he get correct? How about you expand on that? Because you're not expanding on that, but you want people to sit here and believe everything you say out your mouth, though.
Of it wrong, and then Brand was just talking about how wrong that 1% was for like 5 minutes, maybe less, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. But then that completely missed the point of the other 99% that Glaive.
And what was the other 99% that Glaive Keo said? How about you bring that up in your video? Bring it up. See, this is what content creators like Glaive Keo and Saint Tontas do. They sit here, or in particular Saint Tontas. He want to say and be like, because later in this video, he's going to accuse Brand Online of just reacting to Glaive Keo's video just to give a reactionary response rather than actually listening to what Glaive Keo says, which that's not what Brand Online does at all in his reaction. But he's going to accuse Brand Online of doing that. But simultaneously, he's doing that right now to Brand Online right now. Make it make sense.
Glaive was trying to say. And that's why you have so many individuals in Glaive's comments section talking about misinformation, all of that. And it's a dangerous thing. But then again, guys, right? When this is what somebody's going to say about the game, is it really that surprising if they're going to do their best to defend it?
It is so dishonest how he's doing this. How about you play Brand Online's full reaction, you pussy? I swear. And it's like, if I were to get into a voice call and press this nigga on it, he wouldn't explain to me. He would give excuses why the fuck he didn't play out his entire reaction to Glaive Keo's video. Why didn't he play Brand Online's entire reaction? But instead, you're gonna click this one point, this one little point in the video where he says that the state of Genshin Impact as of right now is better than it has been previously, which is objectively true. But thanks to the audience you have cultivated, Mr. Clown, your audience is just going to eat it up with no type of question. Which is why I'm glad to see that people in your audience, maybe not in mass, but a good chunk of them be like, yo, I'm tired of watching this nigga content. I can't sit here and listen to any of his arguments anymore because they're coming from a place of bad faith.
All and end all of Genshin. Dude, the game's in probably the best state it has ever been in right now.
And I just want to focus on the best state the game has ever been in right now. The amount of power creep in the game following version 5.3 has been unprecedented. You have...
And Withering Waves about to follow down that same trend, but I'm going to get into that later.
Literally introduce characters that deal 50 to 100% more damage than every other team in the game. You have started adding endgame modifiers, where now the baseline floors cannot be cleared.
What baseline floors can't be cleared in Spiral Abyss? I would love to know, because that's what he's implying right now. Can someone tell me what baseline floors can't be cleared in Spiral Abyss? Last time I checked, I blow through it from 9 all the way to 11. Easy peasy. 12 is the only one I have difficulty with. So can someone tell me what exactly baseline floor is not being passed right now in the game? When they actually put a generalized buff that actually benefits you?
Where now the baseline floors cannot be cleared. The baseline floors cannot be cleared without you literally having Ascendant Gleam, the new Nod Cry passive. If you don't have it, the enemy has 2 HP bars in the Spiral Abyss. If you don't have...
Which enemy he's referring to? Someone tell me. Better yet, don't bother. Give me a second. Actually, you know what? I can't do that right now because it's going to fuck up my Wi-Fi. Ooh, better yet, people in my comment section, y'all know what to do. Hit me up on Discord. Show me what the fuck this nigga talking about because he's not providing any evidence at all and he's just talking.
If you don't have it, the enemy has 2 HP bars in the Spiral Abyss.
And listen to the mob enemies in Spiral Abyss from Nodcry, then yeah, sure. If that's what he's talking about, okay, I know what he's talking about. But even still, you can still kill them niggas not without using Nodcry units. And knowing that we're about to get a new 4-star character on top of that, that means, guess what? You can have 2 Nodcry 4-star characters on your account to activate the Ascended Gleam form without needing a limited 5-star. Isn't that fucking crazy? So wild.
If you don't have Lunar Charge, if you don't have or if you don't have Lunar Bloom, you literally can't interact with Stygian Onslaught. They've added
Stygian Onslaught. Everyone knows it has crazy HP inflation. Most people are not engaging with it. With the most minute of players are the most 1% of 1% of players are actually dealing with that. Outside of that, niggas are not touching that shit. Because again, that in-game mode is not the end-all be-all in-game mode for Genshin Impact. That's one of 3. Spiral Abyss is the one that casual players touch more than likely. And on top of that, not just casual players, Spiral Abyss is a game mode that everybody touches. It don't matter how casual you are or how dedicated you are. Freaking Imaginum Theater is a game mode meant for people who've been playing the game for a longer period of time, which means they have more characters on the account, meaning more teams that they can build. So that's what that's for.
added so much shit that literally makes the game unplayable in the end game. If you don't pull on every new unit that's coming out, how the fuck can it be in the best state it's ever been?
Oh, if that's the case, then why can we apply that to Withering Waves as well? Right? Why is Withering Waves releasing characters who are niche to each other? Augusta, Galbrena, Chao Yun, Zanny, Phoebe, Shakona, Kartathea, and now Chisa for negative status effects. Why is it that Whimpering Waste, a game mode meant for AoE characters, why do they have a buff dedicated for negative status effects? Which, mind you, a small percentage of the playable cast of characters can do. What about the fact that they have a buff where, if the character can attack in midair? Guess what? There's only a handful of characters whose gameplay wants them to be in midair doing midair attacks and type shit. Not Brant, that's what I meant to say. That's one of them. Is Lupa one of them? I don't know if Lupa is one of them, but Brant is one of them, most definitely. What was the other buff that I saw? I may have to turn the game back on. But anyway, case in point, you get the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Or better yet, another thing, why is Withering Waves forcing people to have to pull for the weapon in order for the premium character to work properly how they're supposed to. Isn't Withering Wave supposed to be more generous? Where the fuck is the 4-star option? Where's the craftable weapon option that's just as good as the premium option? Oh, that's right. It doesn't fucking exist, does it? Because nobody talks about the good example, a good fucking 4-star weapon to use for these premium units who need it, especially if they ain't got the money to sit here and swipe their card to get their hands on the premium unit's fucking weapon, because that weapon banner is, again, limited. It may not have a 50-50, but that motherfucker is a limited timed banner. And if they miss their opportunity to get that weapon, they're cooked. Their character is crippled.
Oh, wait. Bran is a story enjoyer. Bran doesn't play the end game. And so, do you guys see what I...
Bran played a little bit of the end game, but again, the end game is not the end all be all to the state of the game. It's only one spot of the entire game. It's one aspect of the entire game. And to say that no one's beating any of the in game content right now in Genshin Impact is a stretch like a motherfucker. I guarantee you, once these buffs release, by this time, Tuesday, probably 6 o'clock in the afternoon, guess what? You're about to see a whole bunch of videos of niggas flexing their fucking 4-star team, fucking up the in-game content. Especially knowing that Duran isn't even a lunar character, which is surprising because I didn't think, I thought Duran was going to be a lunar character, a lunar pyro character or some shit like that. But he's not. He is a pure pyro character who wants to be on melt and vaporized teams. Which, guess what? A whole bunch of characters about to come being pulled back out of the gutter. Hu Tao gonna be one of them, even though she's one of the strongest power DPSs in the game. Like, she's underneath Arlecchino or on the same wavelength as Arlecchino, depending on how you play her. But still, she's about to get brought back out from the grave.
I just did over here. I just ridiculed Bran. I just took one statement that he made that is a little bit incorrect, and I focused on how incorrect that small percentage was, and then disregarded the rest of what he was probably saying.
Yeah, but the difference is Bran Online interacted with the entire video that Glaive made, both the first and second one. You're interacting with one clip of Bran Online's reaction to the second video. That is not the same. That's not even equivalent. But the retards in his comment section, the retards in his live stream wouldn't know that because they don't watch Bran Online. They watch this goofball who makes rage bait content and dumbass takes that people constantly look at it sideways.
And I was doing this for a reason, guys. Because Bran plays this game for the story. He's not really a big end game extraordinaire. Otherwise, how the fuck could he be saying this about the game when the game's end game is in the worst state it's ever been? He probably means to say, dude, the game's story is probably in the best state it's ever been. The game...
No, that's not what he meant. He said what he said.
Game's overall gameplay and story is in the best state it's ever been. That would be a true statement. But he didn't specify over here. He just said it's the best state it's ever been. And rather than me give the space... But I did right here, right? I gave him the space to recognize that he's probably talking about the story. But if he's talking about the end game, any of that, it's steaming dog shit. It's the worst in the history of the game. So how the fuck could he be saying this? But that's the difference, right? Between reacting to defend versus reacting to react.
The thing is, Bran Online's reaction was not to defend Genshin Impact. His reaction was to Glaive Keo's take about the 6.2 update and the character buffs and the misinformation that he was spreading in his video. That was Bran Online's reaction to Glaive Keo. Nothing more, nothing less. It had nothing to do about the game. Especially over the entire conversation that was about Glaive Keo and spreading misinformation. That's the core of this. Not about what Genshin Impact as a game. Genshin Impact as a game. Like, what's crazy is Bran Online sat here and agreed with Glaive Keo about the whole, about the fact that the damn, the commissions are fucking out. The whole commission system that Genshin has is outdated. Granted, I disagree with that since they updated the damn commission system last year or the year before last year. So I don't agree that it's outdated. So it's like, how can we sit here and say this shit about Bran Online reacting just for the sake of reacting and not actually listening when that's what he did his entire reaction? He listened to what Glaive Keo had to say, and then he gave a response to it, whether it be a criticism or agreeing with it or somewhere in between.
And my take,
mind you, this is coming from me, an individual who actually watched Brandoline's reaction to Glaive Keel's videos, both the first one and second one related to this whole topic that's going on right now.
is that Bran, in this video, was reacting to defend Genshin Impact as opposed to actually listen to the takes that Glaive is making.
That's a lie.
And do you see how easy it is to take somebody's take, which I just did using Bran as an example, and take the 1%, the 5% that's wrong, and use it to invalidate the entire argument, even though there are elements that he's probably correct about here. It's just that simple.
In fact, there is a reaction to my video, and it only convinced me that we need to have this conversation.
I still cannot respect the fact that Glaive Keel sat here and tried to paint Brand Online in this worst light with that community post. That community post is such bitch behavior that it was just like, bro, are you for real? For a nigga who claims to stand on business, you can't stand on business to say his actual name. Talking about some people think me standing on business is me being a hypocrite. Despite the fact that nigga spent $1,000 to C6 Nefer, a character who wants to be on a Lunar Charge team, which is part of the meta in-game of Genshin Impact right now, that's being shilled more than likely. But he can tell me how predatory it is 24/7, but nigga can't recognize how hypocritical that is. The same way how Brandoline was called a hypocrite for the same shit. And guess what? Brandoline at least had the humility to recognize that, you know what, yeah, you're right, I am being a hypocrite in that. My apologies, my fault. Let me strive to do better, which he has done ever since.
Even more. So
He's probably talking about Bran's reaction.
today, I want to clear the air. I want to apologize for where I was wrong, correct the record on where I was right, and explain why being a disappointed fan is not the same thing as being a fake one. Now let's talk about the state of Genshin Impact. To have an honest conversation about the state of the game, I have to start by being honest about my own work. In my last video, I made a specific claim about the history of 0.2 patches, calling them filler. Looking back at the timeline, Dragon Spine in version 1.2, and all of the 0.2 versions going forward, that statement was objectively incorrect. I was wrong. The truth is, I allowed the absolute drought of version 6.1, which by the way, statistically had the lowest event count in the game.
Okay. Oh, hold up. I don't need to respond to that. I responded to that in my reaction. Hold on, let me just keep playing.
History for the 0.1 patches to color my view of the entire cycle. And maybe you don't feel that way.
Glaive is basically talking about over here the fact that he was technically spreading misinformation about Genshin 1.1. Let me just show you an example of this whole, oh, okay, I'm really gonna hone in on one thing that's being said over here and really drag it out and miss the point of the rest of the argument. You can already see the post over here in the comments section. X, 1 point whatever X is filler, right? Let's just hear this point. And you'll notice I'm on this pause frame for a while.
Nation wears off are usually pretty quiet. They are kind of like the filler patches where we save our primo gems and maybe do a festival event. But
so this is where he says 1.2 patches are like filler events or like filler patches.
Wait, am I insane? Am I crazy?
And this is where Brand starts going in about how crazy it is to say that the 0.2 versions are filler patches.
Maybe I'm crazy. I need to go back and look at this. I feel like I'm being gaslit here, dude. 0.2 might sometimes be kind of more.
It's like, okay, bro said.
Bro didn't even let him finish his sentence. Yeah, he's cutting him off in between talking points. Yeah, he had the gall to sit here and say Brandoline is just reacting to react and not actually listen. Bro, you're doing the same shit. Blatant hypocrite. I'm gonna have to label this video as Saint Tontas is a hypocrite as well. Or Saint Tontas is a hypocrite. Can't even keep the standard across the board, goofball. Can't even live by the standard you set. And guess what? Glaive Kill was objectively wrong in this. He was like, hold up, let me re-listen to it again. Yeah, actually, you are wrong about that. Because anyone who's been playing Genshin Impact knows that version 0.2 of any region patch has never been filler. To call it filler, knowing damn well story patches are released during that time, is crazy. It's genuinely retarded. If anything, 0.2 patches usually, until version 5.3, was when the story of the region would end. So how the fuck could you call that filler? But guess what? This nigga sat here and said it like it was objective fact, and people eat it up with no type of pushback. And when people gave pushback, guess what? He had to correct himself, rightfully so.
Said that they were filler patches, but it's like we're also like 2 minutes into the video, so we couldn't have even heard any of the points that he was making.
What are the point that he made other than the fact that I let the drought, the whatever the fuck, I feel the burnout or whatever the fuck he was talking about, cloud my judgment. There's no other points that needs to be said. He said all his points about the point 2 patch stuff. He said all his points. There's nothing more that needs to be said. And guess what? Brand Online reacted to it.
I can always understand getting shell-shocked by a take that you think is crazy, but there's always...
It's so crazy to me that this nigga Saint Tontas is psychoanalyzing Brand Online's reaction to KallaTheYapper's video, but isn't this the same nigga who had an issue with EO psychoanalyzing his Zenless gameplay when EO was like, look, let's check out this gameplay. Let's check him out. Check out this gameplay, what he's doing with fucking this nigga Hugo. Homeboy right here. For niggas who don't play Zenless Zone Zero, there is a version 1 mob that is a really weak boss. It's not even a boss, it's a mob. Something you clean up and wax easy. Homeboy was sitting here trying to deal damage to it while it still had his outer shell shield on. And was using Hugo to try to do damage to it and was bitching about the fact that, oh, I'm not doing any damage to it. Look how bad this is. And people were like, bro, you do know you need to do 3 counterattacks or parry attacks, whatever the fuck they are in Zenless, to break his shield off to then do damage to it. Homeboy tried to spin it like, oh, I only had the character for about an hour or 2. Well, guess what? Within an hour or 2, you as a meta player, Saint Tonta, should have known how to use the damn character then, right? Because you talk about in-game so much, why it took you so long to figure out how the character worked? Again, excuses to try to sit here and paint Zenless in a bad light. But yet, as you said, heard him earlier, he's like, oh, I faced the same thing with Zenless community. Man, fuck off.
always the opportunity of, oh, maybe let's let him cook for a little bit. Bro did not even get to cook anything that he was potentially saying over here.
Interlude.
We're just like going in on that. And that's the thing that's going to happen, right? Is that there's no real sequencing at all, I would say, in this react.
Nigga, you haven't even bothered watching his reaction on your own time. You're over here psychoanalyzing it. So you don't know what the fuck Brand Online said. I know because I watched his reaction all the way through like a intelligent person would, especially if they're going to make a criticism towards said person's reaction. Cornball. Anyway, what else did he say right here? Hold up.
Is to say that the point 2 versions are filler patches.
Maybe I'm crazy. I need to go back and look at this. I feel like I'm being gaslit here. Point 2 might sometimes be kind of more...
It's like, okay, bro said that they were filler patches, but it's like, we're also like 2 minutes into the video, so we couldn't have even heard any of the points that he was making. I can always
Probably because the point that he's making has already been stated and is enough for us to go on to then make a response to said point. Like, I don't need to hear you, Saint Tontas, yap your gums anymore to understand the type of bullshit argument you're trying to make, because I already know where it's going. It's called having, you know, intelligence, you know, reading comprehension.
Understand getting shell-shocked.
Shit, you don't even need high intelligence to understand that. It's just basic reading skills.
By a take that you think is crazy. But there's always the opportunity of, oh, maybe let's let him cook for a little bit. Bro did not even get to cook anything that he was potentially saying over here.
Interlude.
We're just like going in on that. And that's the thing that's going to happen, right? Is that there's no real sequencing at all, I would say, in this react, right? There's not really much of an open mind being had. Maybe it's this statement at the...
Not having an open mind is crazy when Brand Online has been nothing but open-minded to every criticism KallaTheYapper has given towards Genshin with every reaction he's done up until this point where he was spreading blatant misinformation and called him out rightfully for it. And he also called him out for being a hypocrite for spending money on a game that he keeps calling predatory and is morally bankrupt. How are we saying that's wrong to do? Make it make sense. Oh, that's right. These two cornballs, 1 and 2, they don't know what common sense is.
At the start that really teed up the discussion to be like ridiculous. Maybe that's what it was, and then they were never gonna get on the right track after this one. But it's rough. It's rough, and I can see now when
I'm gonna say this too.
Such a big
Hold up. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, Saint. Anyway, let me say this as well while I'm in the middle of this reaction, because this is gonna be a long reaction. Right? Forgive me, but I will encourage anybody who watches my own reactions. please go watch the video for yourself in its entirety. Think of your own, come to your own conclusion, then come watch my reaction. Because I may come to a different point of view than you. And you can express your disagreement in the comment section below. Because people like Saint Tontas, this is one of the reasons why, is you have to be worryful of people you watch. You have to be worryful of people you watch and their reaction to things that you want them to react to, right? Or just get your opinion based off his reaction and not your own opinion, not based off your own reaction to said content. Because guess what? His reaction, guess what? His entire comment section, and on top of that, his fucking chat, guess what? These niggas have no opinion of their own. They're just feeding off the same opinion he's giving. And simple as that. AKA, they're brain dead.
Emphasis is being placed on statements that just really aren't that relevant in the whole scope of things. It's like
It is relevant in the whole scope of things when you're spreading misinformation.
a minor one-off detail about the 1.2 patches being filler, but that's how
It's so crazy how he can't recognize what the grand conversation is. If you're someone who props himself up on a pedestal of being honest, who gives objective takes and whatnot, there's no way in hell that it's excusable to let you slide with spreading misinformation blatantly when they legitimately told us what the fuck those buffs were and how we would obtain them and how they work and how it works when it comes down to characters on the same team as each other related activating those damn buffs. So at that point, it's not even spreading misinformation, it's spreading disinformation. Because you actively have to be lying to sit here and say, oh, you need Durin in order for these things to work when you don't. Again, Homeboy is not a must. He is a want.
how big of a deal is being made about those things. And so my take is that I hope that the rest of this video focuses in on how illegitimate it is that so much focus is being placed on things that are so irrelevant to the entire discussion. Because that's the Hoyo Shill agenda.
And that's the Coralbot agenda from lying ass niggas like Saint Tontas, where he's going to divert the conversation versus from what it's actually about, which again was KallaTheYapper spreading misinformation about Genshin Impact. You can sit there and play this as, oh, this is a Hoyo Shill defending the game. No, this is being objective. You can't claim yourself to be an objective individual, but yet you're going to call someone a shill for calling out someone for being subjective and spreading misinformation about a game that they don't like and criticize to high heaven. It's called standing 10 toes, and that's what we do around here.
That is the Hoyo Shill agenda. Don't actually attack the main argument. Attack a tangent that you can prove, and then try to say...
But KallaTheYapper's tangent about the whole 1.2 updates was not just a tangent, it was a part of his argument for why version 6.2 is bad. So, I don't know what the fuck Saint Tontas over here talking about.
That this one proven tangent somehow invalidates the rest of the argument. And unfortunately, what needs to be understood is that Bran has a lot of retarded children in his community that will...
It's crazy, because you got the same retarded ones, if not worse. And what's so crazy is some of them niggas have come into my comment section talking about I don't play Withering Waves. How dare you talk about my Withering Waves? Oh, you're talking about my game? How dare you? I even posted on my community post and showed the images of it. So if you want to know where those comments are, go check out my community post. Go scroll down to my second to last community post, and you'll see for yourself. I got like 2 or 3 images posted on there. You'll see. Actually, let me pull up my phone right now. Give me a second. Excuse me. I know I'm only 12 minutes into this video, and it's probably been about 30 minutes, if not 40 or 50. But, like, I warned y'all how long this reaction was going to be. I even told some of y'all niggas on Discord how long this reaction was going to be. All right, let me take a look at my community post, just so I can be correct about it. Also, I reached 514 subs today, which is a milestone for my channel. So, thank you. I appreciate all those who have subbed, because they're tired of the bullshit nonsense that people like KallaTheYapper and Saint Tontas be pushing. Yeah, it was 7 days ago. It is the second to last community post I made. You'll see the comments on my that screenshot it and whatnot. Actually, there's one screenshot missing. Actually, unfortunately, I may have to make another community post with that screenshot of that comment in particular. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Will easily take that half-constructed narrative, that incomplete reasoning, and then go repeat it verbatim elsewhere. And that is the only thing you have to keep in mind when you look at this comment section. It's a verbatim one-to-one copy of what's in Brands. A legitimate one-to-one copy.
Yeah, because Glaive Keel's video came out first, then Brands, then Glaive Keel's video come out again, then Brands. So that tells us the people that was in Glaive Keel's comment section then posted their comments of Glaive Keel and how they felt about the video in Brand Online's comment section. Wow, is that a surprise? No, it's not. That's called a timeline.
I don't know what it is. His community has like a fetishism with like parroting. They're not able to construct thoughts on their own. It
is so crazy that he's saying this, acting like his own community ain't the same way. We seen how your community acts, bruh. They eat up everything you say with no type of pushback or no type of critical thinking. So again, what's the word I'm looking for? Get the fuck out of here with your double standard ass, two-faced ass logic. Because the same thing applies to you. Also, Duran's character trailer dropped today, so I probably will be reacting to that as well before I go to bed tonight.
They don't have individual opinions. That's why everything in this video is a carbon copy of what's in this video.
Yeah, because it's the exact same sentiment. That's what that is. Duh. The fuck? If someone posted a video, aka a video about the 1000 civilization player experiment for Minecraft, if you see people expressing their love for the video in the comment section of the original video and then express that same thing in the comment section of someone who reacted to the video and felt the exact same way of love and excitement for that video, guess what? Of course it's parodying it. Of course you're going to see the same comment section, the comments of it, because the sentiment, the overall sentiment is being carried from one spot to the next. It's as simple as that. But apparently he has to paint it as, oh, Brand Online is forcing this sentiment to be carried over to Glaive Keel's video and painting Glaive Keel as this fucking victim. Fuck out of here, bro.
That's a Hoyo Shill community. And while Brand might...
And the Wuwa community are the bots as well. They're the Hoyo Shill of Coral Games, where anyone who criticizes Wuthering Waves, guess what? You get pushback. Like we saw with version 2.7 being called mid. And guess what? This nigga sat here and blamed the Hoyo Shills for it. First he criticized it, then he was like, oh, it's the fault of the Hoyo Shills. Then when it came down to Smacks and RB, guess what? He made a criticism video of version 2.7. And guess what? That nigga removed the video after he became a full-blown Coral Shill his damn self. And he talks about in his other videos, talking about some, oh, I've experienced nothing but the good side of the Coral community, so I don't know what people are talking about. And it's like, no, you've clearly experienced the bad side, the bot side, the horrible side of it too, but you're not going to mention that. Same thing with Glaive Keel, your butt buddy. Guess what? He didn't make a video talking about condemning the Wuwa player base for their toxic behavior when it came down to them going after people like CJ, Skull CJ, or you, or Pharaoh's TV, or Gotcha Smack, and so on, about the 2.7 update being mid. Where were those videos at? He didn't make it, right? Your boy didn't make them because he wanted to talk about how toxic Genshin Impact's community is. A pair of cornballs indeed.
Might think that he's taken off the fetters of being a Hoyo Shill CC. Clearly, he hasn't done a full job of it.
With me not liking Miliastra Wonderland, and with no regional expansions either, I projected the dryness of the last 6 weeks onto the last 5 years.
That's fair. Basically, Glaive was talking about how dog shit the 6.1 Genshin patch was, where they focused more on the UGC than actually Nod Cry. It was an absolute fucking piss shed. Yeah, and he said, oh, this last patch was so bad, I accidentally put too much negative thoughts in the current one.
How the patch was bad if he never gave us a review of, mind you, the limited events that happened? Did he play any of them? We don't know because he never tells us. Glaive Keel, your butt buddy, never tells us if he played any of them. I played some of them. I played the one with Layla and the whole lore behind that. I enjoyed it. So, your boy doesn't expand upon the things he didn't like about the last update, other than there was no expansion to the region. Okay, cool. That's to be expected for most version X.1 patches. Like, how many X.1 patches do we have that expanded the region? Not that many. As far as I remember, we didn't have that many that did that. Unless I'm wrong on that point, and if so, someone tell me that I'm wrong right now.
That was a lapse in judgment, and that is on me, and I apologize. Related to that, I also misspoke regarding Miliaster Wonderland. I used an analogy about paying for paint, and that didn't land because, yes, the base tools are free. It was a clumsy metaphor that distracted from the actual conversation I wanted to have about labor ethics.
Wait, I need to see that part again.
It is like inviting someone to paint a mural on your wall for free, and then charging them for the paint. What? But anyway...
Not really. Okay. Hold on. Sorry.
Effectively monetizes the community's attempt to fix the lack of content. It is like inviting someone to paint a mural on your wall for free and then charging them for the paint. What?
Okay. No. I get what he's trying to say. It's a fucking terrible analogy though. Holy shit, dude. No. I mean, that would be the case if they were, if you went to go make a
So this is the proper way to react to this statement.
Yeah? What's the problem with reacting to this statement this way? Is he supposed to react to it any other way? Who are you to try to tell somebody they're not allowed to react to a video a certain type of way, or a dumbass statement someone makes? Are we about to over here and police people's reaction, Mr. Clown Tone Toss? If that's the case, guess what? We're not doing that. People gonna stand on their business about how they react to certain things. And guess what? If people say that they're not excited for version 3 of the game because of the characters, and guess what? If people get on their ass, the WoW player base get on their ass about how dare you not be excited for these characters, guess what? Because of what you're saying right here, you're validating their point of view. For people to be like, how dare you not be excited for version 3? Because guess what? You better believe there are people out here who aren't excited for version 3.0. And you just validated the people who will get on their asses for not being excited. Oh my god.
You giggle a little bit at how not good the analogy is. Then you say, okay, I get what they're trying to say. And then after you say, I get what they're trying to say, you then say what they're trying to say. That's the thing. It's like, bro...
Asian Miliaster Wonderland, and then when you made it, it was like, please pay us to promote this. Yes, then it'd be different. It's actually
like, he doesn't even say what he's trying to say, though.
He doesn't say what he's trying to say. He just fucking said it. Bro, do I have to pull up this nigga's reaction myself? Hold up. I know this is a lengthy reaction that y'all already experiencing, but please forgive me for this. I'm sorry. This may be a 3-hour long reaction. That's why I'm trying to just let him yap his head off so I don't have to keep repeating my point. Don't worry about what you're seeing right here. This is my business. I engage in political conversation and stuff like that. So let me go to Brand Online. Let's go to that video, shall we? Man, I gotta let the rest of this video play as fast as possible. Okay, let's go to Brand Online's video and to when he made that take about the Wonderland, and let's see if he actually went in depth to, you know. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Where's my fucking mouse thing that drags it down? There it is. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the apology. Cause this. Okay, I'll just make sure this is the right video. That's all. All right. Oh, I was this deep in last time, I guess, when I watched it. The statement he made about the Miliaster Wonderland, was it around here? Hopefully it was around here. No, this is about character buffs. The Miliaster Wonderland... Pause. Miliaster Wonderland thing was later, if I remember correctly. Because it was a badass... It was a terrible analogy that he made, obviously. Let's see. I hate when this damn thing doesn't just follow along. Just follow along, damn it. Okay, was it around here? Yeah, it was around here. I'm pretty sure. Hold up, let me play it.
brought up, but that's fine.
But I will not apologize for having standards.
Okay, hold up. You don't have standards, you cornball. Oh, I guess it was around here, right? Just wait for it. I may have to just play this shit on my phone instead of me having to go through YouTube community tabs, because this is the shit.
Alice comments and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying from what I
Hold up, what's it right here?
just again lumping one, I guess 0.1 patch in with every 0.2 patch.
Oh man, I'm over here missing the point. Hold on. Where the fuck was that video paused at? Let me go back here. Okay, so it was around right here. Okay, that's all I need to know. Hold up. I was over here fucking around. Okay, it was around here somewhere where he gave that terrible ass analogy. Well, at least the video showed it was right here. Right, somewhere around here. Hold up, let's play this. About right here, right?
The other stuff's bad. The end game's bad, right? I mean, again, it's just it's just another case of rules for thee and not for me.
And positivity, it is accepting a bad deal. And regarding the new boss
That's all
fights,
it is.
people called me a doom post.
Hold up. Man, come on. I'm already having a long ass reaction. You know what? Fuck it. The video gonna take too long. My Wi-Fi lagging and shit like that, so it is taking too long. Instead, I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone because this is the better option anyway. So let me just go to the Brown Lines video. I should have did this to begin with. All right.
Is accepting a
Okay, let's go back to the Milliastra Wonderland take, because it was, of course, a dumb take. $22.11. Okay, hold up. $22.11 is about right around here.
Crazy for that, but you enjoy the story and they would be so fucking confused. I think this is a perfectly fine way to do it. I do think it'd be better if they had a skip on. Get Baldur's.
Wait, hold up. No, I'm looking at the apology video. I'm looking at the wrong video. No wonder. Okay, that's my fault, y'all. My fault. I was looking at the wrong video. I should have been looking at the first video. That's the video I should have been looking at. 22:11. I knew something was off. I was wondering what the fuck the video was at.
No.
Hold up. I'm gonna play the whole thing for you.
Hold on. All for free. Charge you.
I have to play the audio instead of the video because the video gonna take too long. And so just listen to this.
Busy between updates. The problem is, you're the one spending hours building content for their game. You are keeping their community engaged, and their response is to charge you. It doesn't make sense. This strategy effectively monetizes the community's attempt to fix the lack of content. It is like inviting someone to paint a mural on your wall for free, and then charging them for the paint. What? But anyway, not really. Okay. Hold on. Sorry.
My bad. I need to say this too. It is interesting how he's reacting to this video, but he's not reacting to the part 2 video that he actually should be reacting to, where Brandon Line was being as lenient as possible towards Glaive Keo in his reaction, just as much as he was doing in this one. So interesting. Anyway, let's keep listening.
Effectively monetizes the community's attempt to fix the lack of content. It is like inviting someone to paint a mural on your wall for free, and then charging them for the paint. What? Okay. No. I get what he's trying to say. It's a fucking terrible analogy though. Holy shit, dude. No. I mean, that would be the case if they were, if you went to go make a stage in Milliastra Wonderland, and then when you made it, it was like, please pay us to
promote this, yes, then it'd be different. It's actually kind of the opposite way around. They're actually going to be making creator tools to pay the people that are making the stages, whether it's with in-game currency or real-life money. I have no idea. Hopefully not Monopoly money, but we'll see. I disagree with the monetization of Millie Astra on a fundamental level. I think being able to earn Millie Astra currency frequently and enough to actually pull on the banner is a way better system. We should be able to earn that money in Millie Astra Wonderland, not just have to buy it. I know now we can get like a 10-puller patch or something. It's not enough, dude. I'm sorry, it's not. For even for cosmetics, I feel like you should still be able to earn more currency in the actual game mode that the currency is designed to promote, right? But you can play the game mode entirely for free and not miss out on a goddamn thing. Realistically, you can. So saying it's like hiring a freaking artist and then asking them to pay for the paint after it's just not it. There's plenty you can criticize about Millie Astra. There really is. I really do like the game mode itself, but there's plenty around the monetization you can actually go in on. But that's just not one of them.
Anyways, where does that...
All right, so that was the full thing he said. Look how interesting it is that this cornball who sat here and gave the stance of maybe you should, the flapping of his own gums. He sat and said maybe Brand Online should, listen to Homeboy cook all the way through before saying anything. But then simultaneously, he came and do the same thing for Brand Online and let Brand Online finish his entire point and his criticism that he gave about Millie Astra Wonderland.
Like, this is the thing. Guys, I'm telling you this. I'm saying this if Brand cared at all about his relationship with non-Genshin CCs. Brand, you gotta understand that your audience is filled with dumb fucking people.
And what makes you think he's gonna listen to you of all people? Especially with that shit you tried to pull with him back before Withering Waves was released. What makes you think he's gonna listen to a damn thing you have to say? And how you engage with the community and how people perceive you in the community. This nigga probably won't even talk to you within a 10-foot fucking pole. Or he probably won't even be around you. And he keep his distance with the use of a 10-foot pole. That's better to say.
And because your audience is filled with dumb people, you need to do extra work to explain your thought processes to them. Because
maybe he could have if you played the entire clip for your viewers to see, but you conveniently chose not to then make this claim about him, which is not true.
Right over here, you're just making Glaive look like a retard, not providing any of the reasons for why what he said was dumb, and then just like going off on tangents to explain your reasoning. Just make it clear why what he said is incorrect rather than leaving it like so like open in the air for your audience.
How did he leave it open in the air when it's just like, bro, maybe if you played his video you probably will see it, but you didn't do that. You're just here yapping your head off.
Audience to decide what he did wrong, because then you're leaving the decision to a bunch of fucking idiots.
Bro, this is premium. The kettle calling the pot black. Do y'all see this?
Because we've clearly, like, I don't think you want this to happen, right?
It's so convenient that he's not going to actually play his video, but instead he's going to go through his comment section and be like, look how Brandon Line has cultivated this comment section. It's like, no, that's not what happened. But again, Saint Tontas is a dishonest individual. We know this. We've known this over the course of an entire year. He is a dishonest individual, how he engages in conversation.
I don't think you want your community to go brigade every single video that you disagree with and then start spawning comment threads that are in the thousands, echoing the exact...
You know what? I know exactly what I'm going to title this video. I'm going to title this video as Saint Tontas loves to lie, start drama, and be a hypocrite. That's exactly what the title of this video going to be.
Points of criticism that you have in your video that are like, you can clearly see over here, this is incomplete. It's not constructive. And I think that's the main piece, is that this criticism in this react is not constructive at all. It doesn't ever get into okay, this is like actually what he meant to say. This would be a better way to phrase it. Blah, blah, blah. It's just, hey, yeah, all this stuff is wrong. It's just wrong.
Well, that's a lie, because he legitimately said, I understand the metaphor that he was trying to say, but it was just a bad metaphor. Now, if it was like this, then the metaphor would land. But, of course, Saint Tontas, homeboy don't have his ears open because he wants to have a reactionary reaction to Brand Online and not actually listen to anything Brand Online has to say. AKA the pot calling the kettle black. You hypocrite.
It's wrong, it's wrong. Why is it wrong? It's wrong. That's why you don't see any shred of intelligent comment in here, man. That's why you don't see anything that's constructive, anything that's helpful. The only thing you see in this comments thread is, Glaive, you're wrong because you're wrong. Why are you wrong? Because you're wrong. And when that's the only...
So you're upset that people are making joking comments towards Glaive Keel's retarded ass points that he made in his video that people rightfully called him out for? Too bad, so sad, I guess, nigga.
thing that was said during the entire react by Brand, he's wrong, and it's wrong, and it's wrong, and he's wrong because it's wrong. What are we even doing here? There's nothing, like, this has not moved the space forward at all. The conversation...
Nigga, you're the last person to be talking about something. The space hasn't moved forward. You're the reason why the Withering Waves community is what it is right now. Unfortunately for the Withering Waves community, they have you, and the bots are surround and orbit you. And you spread them around like a damn virus. Niggas can't enjoy Withering Waves content because people like you exist. Simple as that. People who deserve views, the people who make woo-wah content, who express their love for the game, make reaction mashups, make music videos about the game, this and the third, guess what? They don't get views in comparison to you who soak it up with all this reactionary bullshit, drama-esque ass videos that you love to post, and your dishonesty in them, and your hypocrisy in this and the third.
Conversation has not shifted.
I'll tell my viewers right now, anyone who's watching, whether you're a viewer or not, go find the people who make woo-wah content, the enjoyable woo-wah content, not this bullshit that Saint Tontas does. Go find it. Shoot, if you can find someone who made a lore video about woo-wah, throw it my way, because I ain't gonna lie, there is a severe lack of that in woo-wah's community, and it's a damn shame.
Nothing is actually happening other than he's now getting spammed with he's wrong. But then 90% of the comments don't even say what is wrong. And when that is the end result of your video, at least when I shit on somebody, right? At least when I shit on a video, my people, they might go into a comment section and then say verbatim what I said, right?
No, what your people do that you love sending them to do is berate other content creators who disagree with you and express great disagreement with you and your takes for a lengthy period of time. Calling them unemployed, calling them stupid, and so on. I've seen it firsthand for myself. Get the fuck out of here, cornball, with your moral grandstanding. You ain't got no fucking moral grandstand to stand on.
But the difference is that the stuff that I say is constructive. Here's how it should have been said instead. Here's how it should have been portrayed instead. This is confusing because of XYZ. I would have preferred if they did this. But instead, it's just laugh for 20 seconds. Let's say it's wrong. Brother, you got to understand that at this point, your audience has already missed the opportunity for you to explain this. And now the only lingering feeling they have left from this video is it's wrong because it's wrong. Otherwise, the comment section would not look like this. People would actually have reasons. People would list out specific examples. People would list out the reasons for why what Glaive did was fuck.
Hold up. Because people, even in Glaive Keel's comment section of his original video, was expressing reasons for why Glaive Keel was wrong about XYZ. To sit here and be like, oh, well, because these people in Brand Online's comment section isn't doing that verbatim, therefore, like Brand Line is being dishonest, or Brand Line doesn't understand XYZ and all this other bullshit that this nigga Saint Clown Tone Toss is talking about, is so dishonest. It's so blatantly dishonest. It's so crazily dishonest. Go check out that fucking community post Glaive Keo made. You're gonna see people diving deep and being like, bro, you were wrong about XYZ. To sit there and say that nobody's saying that at all is a lie. Even I, in my own damn reaction, called out how retarded those points Glaive Keo was making was.
The comment section would not look like this. People would actually have reasons. People would list out specific examples. People would list out the reasons for why what Glaive did was fucked up or didn't make sense. But instead, it's just wrong. You're wrong because you're wrong, brother.
So I'm retracting that specific comparison. I made a few videos about Miliastra already, talking about how it's so hated, and I got carried away because they did nothing to address the issues, gave us polls, and people are calling them generous for it. It is frustrating, to be honest, but that is why I would...
You see how he didn't play Brandon Line's response to that? Because if he did, guess what? He wouldn't know what Brandon Line said, which I played the audio of so that y'all can hear it for yourselves. AKA premium dishonesty of a content creator who claims to be about being objective and telling the truth. Why the fuck aren't you showing his reaction, bro? Since realistically, this video is a critique of Brand Online as a content creator.
Tilted. Finally, I want to address the comments about my tone. People mentioned that I sounded detached, and some people took that as a sign that I don't care about the game anymore. I am not detached. I am burnt out. That flatness you heard wasn't a lack of passion. It was just exhaustion. But let's not talk about me, right? Let's talk about my opinions.
Hey, how about y'all stop being all weird and shit? Yeah, how about y'all just stop being weird and shit? Ooh, I didn't like how this guy sounded this one day. Does he have a mental illness? Unless you're clearly going in.
I'm gonna try to play throughout this rest of this video because I know I've been here for a long time. I'm gonna just let him talk until I need to say something.
Into it with the impression of just making fun of a guy. Yeah, I don't really get the point of like fucking parasocially guessing from their tone of fucking voice in a pre-recorded video how they feel about a goddamn game.
Because I don't want your pity.
I mean, you kinda can. Because, for example, how is it that he's at 100% when he's criticizing Genshin, but when it comes down to Wuwa, he doesn't carry that same amount of energy, which I noticed in my reaction to one of his videos. I even pointed out in my comment section being like, isn't this a little weird that I don't sense the same energy that he would come at Genshin with when it comes down to criticizing Wuwa? And people are like, no, you're not misunderstanding it. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. And I was like, I knew I was right. So yeah, you can tell based on someone's tone and how they, go about criticizing something. If they can sit here and give 100% about this one, but they're giving lukewarm energy for the other one, that tells me all I need to know.
Your pity, I want your trust.
Of course, the natural response someone would probably give to me is that maybe he just feels exhausted. Well, I would love to give that benefit of the doubt, but as far as I know, this nigga doesn't have a job, and the only thing he does is YouTube content. How is he exhausted? I'm someone who works a freaking 9-to-5 job. I can tell you what exhaustion feels like.
I accept the criticism on my history and my tone. There is one narrative going around that I need to shut down right now. The idea that I am a tourist, that I am an outsider who doesn't actually play the game
I'm not going to respond to that.
anymore and just here to farm drama. Now let's look at the receipts. Because in version 6.1, the very patch people claim I didn't play, I spent $1,000 to see 6 Nefer. I
Who asked?
streamed the Miliastra Wonderland for...
Wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all saw that, right? Who asked? Brother. Oh, I was waiting for what type of bullshit he was going to say. Actually, you know what? Let me play it some more just to see if he says anything else or if his chat sparks off him to give a response to that. Hold up. Let's play it. Hold up.
For hours. And I don't say this to flex. I say it to make a very specific point. At tourist visits, I live here. I have a crippling gambling addiction. I am the one funding the servers so free-to-play players can enjoy the game. So when I...
You know what that sounds like? To sit and say, oh, I fund the service so free-to-play players can play the game? That sounds no different from people being like, well, I don't spend any money on the game. So therefore, me not spending any money on the game means I'm giving criticism towards the game. Or I'm allowing for criticism to go towards the game that I don't spend money on. That's the same type of energy that fucking, what's his name? Enviosity was on. Being like, you should praise me for not spending any money. And it sounds like Glaive Keo wants us to praise him for spending money on the game because he's allowing free-to-play players to continue playing the game. Nigga, what? Get the fuck out of here, bro. And look how his boy don't say anything about that. But these two will sit here and talk to high heaven about how predatory Hoyoverse is as a company. But yet, he's not going to criticize his butt buddy over here. His homie Glaive. He's not going to criticize him for spending $1,000 on the game. I can't wait to see how he'll twist Brand Online's reaction to be like, oh, it's not a double standard when yes, the fuck it is.
When I criticize Genshin, I am not doing it as a hater looking in from the outside. I am doing it as a high investment customer who wants the product to match the price tag.
You know what I will say? Tone really matters a lot. I feel like
we're over here focusing on the tone versus what your homeboy just said. Blatant, oh, I'm gonna bob and weave this and not actually engage with that because it's gonna make my homeboy look bad. It's gonna make him look like a hypocrite.
Tone matters a lot when you talk about how much money you spent on a game. It doesn't sound as bad when you don't say it like Genizad. But he basically said the same thing. Yeah, I mean, he basically said the same thing that Jenna did, but he said it in a way less, like, annoying and bitchy way, so I don't think it's as bad. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all like, yeah, y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I still think that. Oh, y'all get.
Look at that. You see that comment? Right there. Maxing. What does it say? Clown maxing? I don't know. Still sounds like shit. He is funding the game and then complaining that things get changed. Maybe this is related to Genocide, but I'm pretty sure this is about Glaive Keo.
Get what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I still think that's a little bit loose.
I'm not gonna lie. Saint Tone's chat, the majority of it is just validating his opinions and being a fucking echo chamber. I highly doubt there's anyone in his chat that'll push back at anything he says. I'm gonna be fucking for real. Even I allow for nuanced opinions, whether I agree or disagree with them in my own fucking chats when I stream on YouTube.
And I will say, and Glaive, this is also probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I could have given you. Why even feel the need to address the tourist claims? That's my take. Why even feel the need to address the tourist claims? First and foremost, this is my take. Who cares? And this is also my second take. It also leaves you open to say, when somebody complains or states that you don't play the game enough or that you're a tourist, what if you hit them with the, so what? Think about how mad that person would get when you just say this to them. Yeah, I used to play this game a lot. I don't play it that often anymore because it's shit.
Because then the natural response to people being like, okay, so if you don't play the game as often as that, then why the fuck are you giving criticism to a game that you don't know has changed certain aspects about it, but you'll sit here and still complain about old issues that aren't issues anymore, or to still say the game is bad, which would be the natural response someone would give, obviously.
And so because of that, because it's shit right now, because of what these fucking devs are doing, I'm gonna keep making these fucking videos. You mad, bitch? Go cry about it.
I swear, this nigga tried to act like he's so fucking tough, but like, he won't say this shit to anybody in real life, though. Now, someone about to say, oh, you wouldn't do it either. No, I would. Most definitely. If I was in front of St. Tontas, come across randomly, I've been like, bro, the way you conduct yourself on the internet, I can't respect that shit. You do a lot of this pussy behavior shit and talk tough stuff. You talk like you have intelligence, but you really don't. You make complaints about things that get fixed retroactively, and then you'll still paint it as a bad thing. If that's the type of content creator you want to be, that's cool. But you're giving me the roadmap to not be that type of content creator. Which I'm glad. I'll give thanks to St. Tontas for that, so that I know not to behave like this.
Keep making these fucking videos. You mad, bitch? Go cry about it, pussy. Go write in your diary. Yeah, go get your death note. Nerd. Why don't nobody want...
I'm not gonna lie. St. Tontas looked like the type of dude who was bullied a lot because of his appearance. Not because of his skin color, but just like because of this energy he cares about himself. I can tell this nigga got bullied in school. All this tough talking shit that he's doing is not because he was a tough kid in school. No, this nigga got bullied. I can tell. He only doing this tough talking shit on the internet, bro. Now I know someone will be like, "Oh, well, you're doing it too." No, because guess what? When someone was talking crazy to me, we fought, hands down. It was simple as that. Now I'm not gonna tell you whether or not I won or lost the fight. Just know we have fought, and I stood my business about it. Simple as that. Now let us move on.
They want to do that these days. It's what are you gonna do? Like, you can't do anything about it. So, well, all I'm saying is that, like, why even feel the need to address that?
I don't know if I can put this at 2x speed because this is taking a little too long. If I let it play at this normal speed, I'm gonna be here forever. Let's crank this bitch up to at least 125. Let's see how much that does for me.
Why even feel the need to address that? Why feel the need to, like, even entertain that criticism? When I sound it out like that, it makes a lot more sense, right? Just tell them to go fuck themselves. That's the advice. That's the TLDR. If somebody calls you a tourist, tell them to go fuck themselves. Then you're just gonna keep doing what you're doing. What can they do about it?
Extends to the niche communities too. There were comments claiming I disrespected the TCG players, and
Who cares? Hey, this is what I'll say. If you play the Genshin TCG, you'll get a fucking diagnosis, you freak. What the hell?
I'm like, guys, I have a fully built deck. I actually play the game.
Doesn't Withering Waves also have something similar to the TCG in their own game that's not worth doing because people don't give a fuck about it? Isn't there like some tower defense game mode that's in Withering Waves right now that I'm more than likely nobody touches because no one wants to do it? Or like some Vampire Knight Survivor mode that happened? I think that was an event, but no one really cared for it. So it's like, you know, same shit.
mode a lot before it got dried up, and that is exactly why I feel comfortable saying
I'm telling you just replace these with a bunch of go fuck yourself.
that the majority of the player base ignores it. It is literally my observation. And regarding Enkanomiya, people got very angry when I said nobody goes back there. They called it the gold standard of atmosphere, and I agree. It is beautiful. The music is nice.
If somebody tried to fact check me and say that they regularly go back to Enkanomiya after they're done with the story, you wanna know what my response to them would be? I don't care. Go fuck yourself.
The atmosphere is incredible.
I wonder if he's gonna keep that same energy for Withering Waves when people be like, man, I want a reason to go back to Honglong. I want a reason to go back to Renacida. Are they gonna keep that same energy, or are they gonna be like, oh yeah, I understand you, bro? Watch.
But it is also dead content. Once you finish the quest, once you finish the
Like, go touch grass. Go do something with your life. If you decided that how you want to spend your free time is to go revisit a fully explored area and just go look at it, go get a hobby, bro.
exploration, there is literally no
Pot calling the kettle black. Bro, this is what you do for a living? Rage bait content on the internet, trying to sound tough when you talk to, try to sound like you're an intelligent individual. Stop it. Actually keep the cap on, because the cap is at high levels right now.
no reason to return. And when I criticize that, I am not hating on the map. I'm wishing that there were actual gameplay reasons.
Bro.
Why does everyone feel the need to, like, respond to mentally ill people?
Do you not do the same thing when you hate the fact that people sit here and respond to you and give you criticism? Granted, I wouldn't argue that those people are mentally ill. Wait, why did I even bother watching this whole segment? I should have just skipped it forward. So when he got back to Brand Online segment, hold up, let's go ahead and skip forward. Fuck all that.
Who cares if he's right or wrong about that? The reality is, you will not.
One area where the conversation got messy, and that is the mechanics. For Klee, it was an honest mistake on my part, right? They were talking about the optimizations right after the Hexarai buffs, so it sounded like the fix was a part of it, but a lot of comments and a lot of people on Twitter accused me of doom posting regarding Albedo. They pointed
So basically what Glaive said in his vid was that there were some baseline improvements to character kits of Klee and Albedo, and Glaive said that they were locked. The baseline improvements that you got whether or not you had the Hexarai buffs, he said the baseline improvements were locked beyond the Hexarai buffs. This is also kind of like one of those statements that I'll say is absolutely retarded. Who cares if he's right or wrong about that?
No, we do care. Because somebody, like your butt buddy Glaive Keo, if you present yourself as someone as being honest and objective, you cannot be out here spewing lies or getting facts wrong. Especially when you give criticism to the top and the bottom about Hoyoverse for every day of the week. I expect you to have your information be correct. There is no excuse for why it's not correct when you do this as a living. These are excuses being made right now.
The reality is, you will not be using any of these Hexeride characters without their fucking buffs active, so it might as well just be the case. This is these individuals deciding to go ahead, and I'll just let you know where it's from in the video. I know the exact part, guys. Guess what happened when we were on the topic of character buffs in this react?
Okay, hold on. What I got from the live stream, I'm pretty certain the albedo thing, maybe. The albedo thing is probably correct because it's adding like a couple of extra flowers as well, and that the extra flower is what doesn't break, right? The Klee stuff though, the fixing of the animations, I'm pretty sure is just a straight up like kit change. I don't think you need that. The only thing that I think is added to Klee is the fact that like every couple of attacks she does a charge attack.
How about we focus more on the fact that Klee and Albedo are fucking dog shit characters that have just not been used in fucking years, and the only way that you're ever
And they're being dragged back out to be used for the meta thanks to the Hexrise buffs, not because of Durin. But he's going to say because of Durin. Watch.
going to use these characters is with the Hexeride buffs because they're unplayable otherwise. And so while Glaive might be a little bit wrong about wording over...
Not a little bit. He's objectively wrong, blatantly. But, of course, his butt buddy is going to water it down to try to be like, no, it's not that bad. Fuck out of here.
For here, I guess it functionally doesn't matter because you're not going to play the Hexeride units without other Hexeride units anyways because... otherwise their kits will be too weak. That's just...
Also, something that this nigga doesn't know about is the fact that they're going to be changing the constellations for these characters as well. So it's not just the Hexerise buff, but also the constellations will be changed as well. That probably will help them even more so, drag them out of to become meta again in an even grander fashion, which people have been wanting from characters as well. Not just the buffs to their kit and fixes to their kits, but also to their constellations. Especially if the character is C5, C6. Yeah, tweak them constellations. Give us a little something extra. Why don't you? And guess what? They're planning to do it, as they said in the live stream. But of course, the cornball here didn't watch the live stream, or if he did, he probably misheard or let it just fly over his head the same way Glaive Keel did.
Just like the normal response to a statement like this, but instead, because we don't just say what's actually true, because, again, like I said before, the point of Bran in this video is to defend Genshin. And if it was truly his goal to make a balanced take that wasn't focused on defending Genshin, because remember what he said, guys, Genshin...
Unfortunately, in a situation like this, when your homeboy, your butt buddy, that you help jack off as well, because y'all love hand dropping each other for so much. Well, if your bro here, if your bromance wasn't over here lying and spreading misinformation, he wouldn't have to make this type of response to the points Glaive Keel made, because unfortunately, it's just gonna make you look like you're defending Genshin. Unfortunately, I have to in this situation because you're forcing me into this. Not because I want to, because you're forcing me into this, because you're spreading lies about something that's objectively not true when you paint yourself as objectively truthful and an honest individual when it comes down to your critiques about Genshin Impact. But guess what? In the case where you're not doing that and you're not being objective and you're being subjective, guess what? You must be corrected on it. And guess what? He got corrected. Rightfully so.
Genshin is in the best state it's ever been. When his only goal is to defend Genshin, of course he's not going to bring in the fact that Glaive's incorrect information here isn't really significant at all, because you're not...
Isn't significant. Again, he said this earlier. These are version 1 units people have been wanting to be buffed for the longest time. To say make the claim that this is insignificant is retarded. Saint Tondas is a retarded individual.
Not going to play the characters without their Hexeride buffs anyways. Like, that's just something that's fucking clear and should be clear.
Klee will be played with and without the Hexerise buff because they optimize her basic attack animations that are, mind you, clunky.
To somebody who's been playing the game for this long, because Bran himself would know how long Albedo and Klee have been fucking useless characters.
Useless characters. When Albedo is in the same team as Navia, he's not useless, especially knowing that he buffs EM. So what the fuck are we talking about? That sounds pretty fucking useful for a Geo character to do. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Ah, my goodness gracious.
He would know because he's been playing the game since very close to day one. He should know how long they've been useless, and he should...
Wrong. That's where he wrong about Bran Online. Bran Online did not play the game since day one. This is how you know this nigga Glaive Keel, Clown Tontas, don't know nothing about Bran Online, but can speak in such absolute confidence and in absolutes about Bran as a person and his character. Bran Online started playing Genshin back in 2022. Back when when Inazuma came out, or some shit, or Sumeru. Like, homeboy was behind the squad. He was behind everybody else. Actually, if I look at this, let me pull up on my phone right now when Brandon Lyons first. Actually, hold up. It's actually on his channel. Actually, yeah. New player reacts to Genshin Impact. Every Genshin Impact trailer. I'm in love. This was 4 years ago. If I click on the video, and when this video was made, this is back in 2021. Okay, so he was like a year behind everybody else because we were in Inazuma as the time as when he started playing the game. So no, he didn't play the game on day one. He played the game on its second year of life.
For me, this is going to be my first time reacting to almost everything Genshin Impact has to offer. A good friend of mine has composed a playlist of videos for me to react to and watch. I do plan on playing Genshin Impact over on my Twitch channel, so if you do want to check that out and hang out with the community, get to know some good people.
Oh, so this was before he even started playing the game, as with the audio I provided from this video from 4 years ago. He hadn't even started playing the game yet. He is a new player that started in 2021. An entire year after everybody else. So you're wrong, Saint Tontos or Clown Boy.
And you should know that the Hexerite buffs are the only way that they'll ever be in the meta. So it's like...
And that's a good thing, because people want these characters buffed.
Stuff like that, too, where it's just like, okay, what's going on over here, ladies and gentlemen?
Now that Albedo isn't strictly tied to Double Geo. He can work in Mualani teams or Electro Charge teams because of his Elemental Mastery buff. And you know what? Sure, fair point. My fault is that my tone and wording was too absolutes in saying that he needs Geo Resonance to function at all. But that doesn't change the fact that this system is bad. We need to distinguish between a buff and a fix. For 5 years, Albedo's flower shattering on bosses wasn't a quirk. It was a mechanical failure. It made his kit feel broken and not in a good way.
This is the part that really fucks with me. There was some shit that was like getting said about like Albedo.
Give me a second. Anyway, let's continue.
Albedo's flower in here from like brand, like part of me like wanted to look for it, part of me like doesn't care. I want to get a source for like a reason, but it was just like talking about how like everyone should already know how Albedo's flower works, so it's like Albedo's flower being indestructible is like not that big of a deal. It's like some shit like that, and I'm just like, okay, now we can't be flexing like our expert opinion and then not be flexing it elsewhere. It's like he flexes his expert opinion to say how non-significant the Albedo non-breaking flower is, but then doesn't flex his opinion to say that Glaive's misinfo like doesn't matter that much. I guess the thing is, maybe this will be the last time I go back to here. What I'm mainly trying to say is that I've seen and I've heard of the previous reactions that Brand has done to Glaive in the past, and let's just say this is the most closed off and this is the most critical I've ever seen him without leaving any room at all for the other side's arguments. That's
bullshit. He gave plenty room for the other side's argument. You get plenty room, but unfortunately, this nigga, he didn't. And mind you, again, this is the first video that Brand is reacting to. This isn't the second one where he was like, oh, I apologize. No, this is the first video. So this is the initial reaction to the video. But he's not gonna pull up the secondary video, because more than likely at the time of this recording that he did, the second video from Brand Online's reaction to Glaive Keel's second video hadn't even come out yet. So this is purely first video reaction. So how about you go watch the second one, cornball?
It's the most that I've ever seen him do this for a Glaive video before. I don't know.
Because what's wrong with being critical? What's wrong with being like, let's listen, let's actually listen to what's he's being said, and whether or not if he's saying is correct, let's make a comment about that. Let's respond to that. Let's be objective about that. Somehow that's a problem to be critical of someone's critical analysis or, you know, misinformation push that they were doing. Somehow that's a bad thing to do now.
I don't know, maybe something happened behind the scenes.
Zealous Zone Zero or Stariel, when they buff a character, it usually opens up more playstyles. And here, in Genshin, it is doing the opposite. They're locking a fundamental fix, making the flower indestructible behind a restrictive team building condition. Why does Albedo need a chaperone to make his skill work properly? It restricts player freedom. Instead of letting a
saying restrict player freedom, yet people have still found a way to use these characters regardless of the restriction. Guess what's about to happen? You're about to see this nigga Albedo be on the same team as Razor and fucking squashing shit out. And don't get me started on the freaking constellation changes they're going to be doing as well. So Yeah, you're about to see all type of freedom going on right here. Albedo with Mona, that's a diabolical setup. Albedo and Cleve, also diabolical setup. What's the problem with that? Even in Zenless, guess what? You have team setups that are restrictive by design because it's like, oh, I want an attack unit and a stun unit. Okay, let me grab an attack and a stun unit. Oh, you want support and defense? Let me bring those two. Oh, you want a character that's a rupture unit on the team with this stunner? Okay, cool. Oh, you want an attack unit on the same team as this support unit? Don't worry, gotcha. Oh, they have to be from the same faction? Okay, there's plenty of characters from this same faction. Let's slap them on here. Guess what? People still find a way to make it work. Because of the conditions they set for the restriction, it allows for fluidity. And who's to say that these characters will be the only characters that will get the Hexoride buff? Who's to say that there won't be more Mondstadt characters that get the Hexoride buff?
Letting us build teams creatively, they're handing us a script, and it's no coincidence that the character who fits.
And again, it's so hypocritical that Glaive Keel saying this about the Hexoride buff, but he didn't keep that same energy about the Zanny Phoebe video, the Zanny video he made about Zanny, saying, oh, you're just playing Zanny wrong. But he doesn't talk about people, the critique that people gave for Zanny when Zanny needs Phoebe, how KallaTheYapper needs Shakona, how Galbrana needs Guijin, or Guijin, how, what's another one? Zanny, Phoebe, KallaTheYapper, Guijin. But Chisa, she's added to that arrow, that negative side effects niche team building as well. So it's like, what are we talking about?
Fits that script perfectly, the one who unlocks the fix and provides the best synergy is the new limited 5-star. And if you don't believe me,
That's the biggest critique that I have for Genshin 6.2 as well. All these character buffs, ladies and gentlemen, they come literally at the cost of you need to pull the newest limited character to make these buffs useful.
No, you don't, bro. Because they even stated it in the damn video, in the live stream. But again, of course, saying Tontas is lying, pushing lies just as much as the Nigerian perspective, Glaive Keel himself. Who else was it that I reacted to? The DDG2 as well. So, not surprised that each one of these niggas was lying about like a motherfucker and not actually providing what they said in the damn live stream.
Useful.
And not only that, we're going based off hypothetical calcs from a meta player who, mind you, Jello Impact legitly says, do not take everything I say with absolutes. Take it with a grain of salt because things are subjective to change and things may not play out the way I calculated it to be. But niggas don't want to listen though.
That's just what it is. Similarly, HSR did a similar thing where Jing Liu became an HP scaler. And so if you didn't pull Hyacinth and you didn't pull Trippy, your Jing Liu's buffs are now completely fucking useless. In a similar vein, I'm 99% sure these Mondstadt characters that have been reworked, they're essentially going to require the newest limited characters to see any level of meta viability.
Bullshit. Because they're going to be bringing characters out of the gutter. Don't know about what the fuck this nigga talking about. Unless the new DBS says, oh, I want to be on a vaporized team. Then yeah. But if that's not the case, then guess what? People are still going to throw them onto that team regardless of whether or not if they help the new limited 5-star or if the new limited 5-star helps them. People will still throw them on the same team regardless of the Hexoride buff. You don't think people threw Klee onto a overload team when Chevrouse came out? You better believe they did.
It's not even a prediction at this point. It's basically a fact. When you can look at the track record of Hoyoverse, and whenever they do something predatory in one game, and it works out, they do it in the rest of the games. It's a fact.
Yeah, but you're not going to call out the same shit in Wuwa, though. Because you defend Wuwa like it's your dying wife.
That's a fact as well. Yeah. If they do something predatory that's well-received in one game, they immediately take it to another. What was well-received? HSR's buffs that required you to pull the newest limited unit. It worked in HSR, now they're porting it to Genshin. Except this time, they took the core passes from ZZZ, which are basically, if you don't have the character that we say you can have on your team, one of your abilities doesn't exist. That's ZZZ's core passes.
And what's the problem with that when we're playing a fucking team building game? This is not Monster Hunter Wilds. This is not Elden Ring. This is a team building game. So if a character wants, like I said earlier, with what Zenless has going on with its team setups, guess what? It still benefits them. Simple as that. Right now, Ellen Joe is out here seeing a lot of love thanks to Dai-Lin, a stun unit. Mind you, Dai-Lin is not from the same faction as homegirl, what's her face? Yeah, Dai-Lin isn't from the same faction as Ellen. And on top of that, you get a stunner or just any of the five-star standard characters who are from the same faction as Ellen. They activate her buff too. So it's like you get and mind you, the majority of the Victorian housekeeping squad that Ellen Joe is a part of are standard 5 stars and a 4-star unit. So being able to activate Ellen Joe's passive ability is way easier than you think it is. Don't get me started with the element class as well, because guess what? Shukaku go on that team too. And Shukaku is a character you get for free. So if you did pull for Ellen Joe and then you got Shukaku by just playing the game, guess what? You're sold to go. You're ready to go. You don't need nothing else. Throw Dai-Lin on the team, you're smoking shit. Which I'm gonna be pulling for Dai-Lin when the time comes.
Passives. Another incredibly predatory mechanic that's well received by the player base, so they felt the need to add it to other games. They combined ZZZ's core passives with HSR's quote-unquote buffs, combined 2 predatory mechanics into an even more evolutionized, more predatory one. I'm actually impressed. It's like...
And we're spewing lies again.
Like, these guys are, like, fusing Pokemon together, but, like, instead of Pokemon, it's, like, predatory gacha mechanics.
Let's look at the experts.
Don't see him being worth wishing for, but if you already have him, he's going to be a lot more useful. As we said earlier, you can put him on the Mulaney team. You can also use him as a core with Durin to activate the Hexarai buffs, and then basically run him with another...
Bro, why am I sitting here listening to him do these? I'm trying to get to that brand online shit. That's the one I care about, not the rest of this crap.
Durin. And so Hoyo, like, double fucked you. They fucked you into polling for a Durin teammate, and then they double fucked you because via Hexarai, that unit that you pulled for Durin is now going to be useless on every other team. Think about it. It's actually genius. It's actually
There's only so many times I can keep saying that homeboy's lying out of his mouth.
genius what they did. It's genius when you think about it, but so bad for the game.
I don't want future buffs to follow this pattern. If they ever decide to fix Daya, I don't want her fix to be locked behind a specific faction requirement just to function. I want buffs that gives us freedom, not buffs that force us to build specific teams.
On top of that, why are we not going to talk about the fact that Xenozone Zero also buffed characters without it being tied to faction-based buffs? Same thing with Ellen Joe. Ellen Joe got a buff to her kit that was not faction-based. Same thing with fucking Star Rail as well. They don't have faction-based buffs. Their buffs are just their buffs. What about Soldier 11? I mean, not Soldier 11. Soldier 11 does count technically, but I'm not gonna mention her right now. What about fucking Sambi? Sambi got her shit reworked and tweaked, and it's not based on whether or not if she's in an Obel Squad team or if she's in an Aftershock only team. No, her rework was her rework. Simple as that. But, you know, St. Tonta's going to lie about that and not going to be honest about it because he's not an honest individual. He's a liar.
Oh, wait, but they're buffing units, though. Oh, isn't that so great?
Calling that out isn't negativity. It is demanding.
Also, where the fuck is the Wuwa's buffs for their older characters? Oh, wait, they don't exist, right? And if I find out Withering Waves is going to do their buffs in the exact same manner that Genshin, Star Rail, and Zenless has, guess what? I can't wait for you to try to defend that. Clown Tontas. And Glaive Kyo.
Demanding better game design. And you can nitpick me all day about what I said, but I am standing on business and argue that there is a better way to implement the buff and
Maybe this will be the last time that I do it. Let me just look up team over here real fast.
quality of life into a luxury product. And it sets a terrifying
Then Wuthering Waves have done the exact same, then HSR have done the exact same, then every single gacha game to exist with team building has done the exact same because...
No, there's no game that's done this before. There's no game that hides old character buffs behind the newest limited unit, and that the
Another lie.
only way your older character can have meta viability is to specifically only be used with and a specifically coded in mechanic. HSR has done it, where like Alicia buffs specific, Cyrene buffs specific whatever units, but like no.
Cyrene buffs the Amphorius units. She gives buffs to them. That's unique to them. And of course, she gives a standard buff to anyone that's not from Amphorius. but she works best in the Amphorius team of characters, which at this point in time, if you hadn't pulled for any Amphorius characters right now, when her banner is still out, and we're all probably on the second phase of the Amphorius banner run that's going on right now, if you still haven't pulled for any of those characters, then you don't want them. Simple as that. Pull for version 4 characters when version 4 drops.
No other game has done this. But like I said before, Brand's only mission in this video is to defend Genshin. And it's to tear down every single point Glaive is making using any logic or reasoning possible to defend Genshin because he thinks the game is in the best state it's ever been. You gotta keep that in mind.
This narrative, hold up. This narrative this nigga has painted has been such a diabolical lie. It's crazy how people just eat it up without question. This is one of the reasons why I don't edit my videos and you get the full raw video. This is one of the reasons why, because of this shit like this.
On his end during this react. And to go ahead and say that the Hexarai buffs are even close to similar to what any game has done is absurd. The closest you can say is Honkai Star Rail when they buffed Jing Liu to be an HP scaler. But guess what? This would be like them buffing Jing Liu to be an HP scaler and then saying, as a secondary passive, Jing Liu does 50% less damage unless somebody from Amphorius is on her team. Then...
But the thing is, she doesn't need someone from Amphorius to be on her team, though. If she did turn into an HP scaler, then guess what? Any character who can heal is good for her. Hyacinth obviously is going to be on the top of the list of characters who going to want to be on that team, but Luocha will do just as much of a good job in that team as well. So what are we talking about?
And HSR would have done the same thing. But HSR didn't feel the need to add in an additional restriction on top of the buffs. They just really heavily suggested certain types of new characters to be used in their teams. This is just an upfront, hey guys, if you don't combine these buffs with the newest limited unit, you just won't get the buffs working properly. That's
not what they said, but of course we're going to push lies because this clown can only do but push lies and tell bad jokes. Because as they said in the live stream, as long as there's any character who has the Hexarai buff tied to their kit, the buff will activate, meaning Durin is not a need. It's like, man, how many more times do people got to get proven wrong about this shit?
That's just what the Genshin devs are doing, and it hasn't been done before. It's unprecedented. And for somebody to say that this level of predatory mechanics change is the same as what other games has done, guys, it's just literally misinformation. And it's misinformation done to protect his game, but you got to recognize how dangerous it is to use misinformation to try to protect your game, but you're doing it.
But yet you're over here spreading disinformation about the same game. You're sitting here claiming that he's defending to high heaven with bullshit arguments when you're spreading lies about the game knowingly. Okay, bro.
To tear down somebody's logical, reasonable, and viable points. It's unfortunate, but hey, it's the Genshin Impact, the Hoyo Show way.
While we're on the subject of casuals and tourists, let's talk about Twitter. I saw the threads. I saw the essays of people calling me a casual, which I probably am, I guess. Analyzing my emojis.
I don't care about this. I already done got to that point. What else is worth yapping about? I want to go back to the brand online points because I don't really care about anything else other than the brand online points. Man, I should have conducted this video in this manner earlier, unfortunately.
The reason why Glaive is getting these comments.
The all and end all of Genshin. Dude, the game's in probably the best state it has ever been in right now.
Okay, so we're back to this point again.
Because without a doubt, if you're somebody that has a pulse and isn't lying, you cannot say that Genshin's endgame is... Glaive's getting so many comments like this, calling him a doom poster, saying he's wrong, saying that he's making the game seem worse than it is. It's because Bran is on the opposite end of the spectrum.
No, because Brandon is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Actually, he's in the middle of it, being nuanced and giving nuanced points and pushbacks that are valid and 100% true. Crazy how he's not going to tackle how his homeboy spent $1,000 on the game that he criticized the high heaven, though. Interesting that we're not going to do that, though. Very interesting.
Bran online when he gives the reasons for why he's saying Genshin is good. Let's listen to them.
Be all and end all of Genshin. Dude, the game's in probably the best state it has ever been in right now.
It's a game at war with itself. On one side, you have the narrative team. These guys are operating at a masterclass level. They are giving us Alice, they are fleshing out the lore of the world's border, and they're handling Durin's return with genuine care and emotion.
And if you would notice, bro is so caught up on making Genshin appear better than it is, that even when Glaive is glazing what the Genshin team is doing.
I'm skipping around because at this point he's just repeating points. I should be near the end because we should be near the end of this reaction at this point. I don't say everything I need to say. There's nothing more that can be said that hasn't already been said already. Shoot, at this point I'm about to just end this fucking reaction because we done made it to the end technically. I don't think I need to even listen to anything else. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this will be the end of the video. I'm not even about to give him the last, what, couple minutes? I don't give a fuck. We're ending it here. So, as you see with this lengthy-ass reaction, hopefully it's under 3 hours. Hope to God is under 3 hours, please. Ooh, excuse me. As you can see, Sinto does lied about Brandon Line's character, engaged in his reaction to Glaive Keel's video in bad faith, and so on and so forth. And also spreads misinformation about the Hexarite buffs, as you saw for yourself. My bad. I gotta get me a drink. Anyway, give your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Like, sub, turn on notification bell. Join my YouTube community Discord if you wish. The link is on my channel. Go check out my yapping topics videos and my yapping reaction videos. Go check me out when I stream here on YouTube, because I only stream here on YouTube. I don't stream on Twitch or Kick because I don't want my streams not to be saved and shit like that. Anyway, yeah, this video is a cornball video. Cornball. It's 100% cornball video. Terrible. Bad video. And I know what title I'm gonna give this video as well. Anywho, oh, also I'm gonna link the channel and link his video in the description below so you can go check it out for yourself, because you know I'm a respectable reactor. Anyway, this is KallaTheYapper signing out. Good night and peace.